Dum 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 dum. Girls, I like the girls. Yeah. This Andre Wade was just released. Come back uh, to reminisce about some things this morning. I feel that I left out some things in my last episode of this title, and I feel that I can fulfill more of what the people would like to know about getting caught being punked. Uh, I pray peace upon y'all families this morning. I pray peace upon those who are incarcerated, men, women, and teenagers. When I was in state school growing up, and I told you I was at a reform school where they had girls too, and I used to go with the Spanish girl. And I was so naive to what was taking place at that time. Those counselors, those the house parents, they was molesting the children, the, the weak children. They was molesting the children up under your own eyes, up under your eyes, and you didn't even see it. See, because I was like 15 years old, and they couldn't basically have their way with me because I was big at my age, and my father and them came down there every other weekend, and but I think about the less fortunate kids that was going through those reform schools at that time that was sexually abused, that was, you know, done by not just so much of the house parents as of the counselors, but the offenders themselves. I remember we stayed in a college. They called it a college, and it had rooms. And we had a house parent. She was old. She was old, Caucasian woman, and really couldn't hear anything. She really couldn't hear anything. So we used to bring our girlfriends into the college at night. We go get them and sneak them over there where we was and all that. We used to do that, and that was like fun. But fun always gets you in trouble. Fun always gets you in trouble. But even at that time, at that stage in life, when I was going through uh, reform school, kids was getting punked out. Kids was getting sexually abused by not just so much of the other offenders, but the house parents and the counselors at well. And it was hard to believe when one of them would step up and tell it. I remember they had a black chick. She was from Corpus, and she ran away about 2, 3 times before they ended up sending her to TYC. But she said that a lot, that was going on. But when you a kid and you young, basically, what can I do? And I remember when I escaped from the reform school, and I don't know what I was escaping to or escaping from. And that just be our mind frame when we teenagers. But when we become women and young men, and the reform school stage go out the window, now we are at a stage of prison life. We have to go get a taste of that. So now when we go get a taste of this, we find out that I'm among a group of people who truly ain't got no love for nobody, who truly do not have no love for nobody. I spoke of Wilbur Jones at one point, and at one time he was the most dangerous inmate in the state of Texas prison. And Wilbur Jones, I don't know if he's living now, but the last time I seen him, he was out of there. And then you can envision his life in his later years because of how he lived his early life among people. He had no respect for people unless he liked it you. He had no respect for white folks. To him, every white boy was a punk. To Wilbur Jones, every white boy was a punk. It wasn't a hard white boy to him. The white boy had to do something really drastic to Wilbur Jones to make him a believer. But Wilbur Jones fought in the penitentiary for years. Wilbur Jones, and he was a good person, right? You meet these dudes, and then you realize these dudes had these old institutional sicknesses, but they really some all right people. But you can't too much indulge yourself with them because you're not of that character. The kids that comes to prison, you look at these chains that go on, that come off with all these little white boys. All these little white boys, you can have 30 white boys on the chain coming in. At least 20 of them gonna be punked. At least 20 of them. 3 of them gonna pay for you to not do them. 7 gonna fight. Cause that's all you have to do is fight. And I'm making this percentage up by knowing how it was and how it is of doing time in the state Texas prison. I remember when the inmates in the state of Texas was writing over there to San Francisco. Some woman was all against what taking place down here in Texas, and they was really complaining. They complaining so much that they literally told the people how they was getting raped down here. How they was getting raped. And because they was getting raped and they didn't have any so much of security, because I remember when you would go to classification, and them classification rank and all them, they've been around a long time. So you go in there, you say, well, sir, they say, what seems to be the problem? Well, I'd like to be transferred, sir. Why you want to be transferred? Oh, I'm having problems, sir. You having problems? Well, what offender? Well, you might say the offender's name. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna take step outside for a second. They're gonna call the offender. Now you trying to do it behind his back. They're gonna call that offender down there and say, man, what problem you got with this man? They'll put you right on Front Street. Put you right on Front Street. And there it is. You already scared. You trying to get a transfer. Fear in a person can hinder his growth as a man, even in prison. Even in prison. See, we be out here in society, and we have a certain standard out here in society because we got so much that we can utilize to hurt you with. But when you, like I say, when you go inside these walls, the only thing you have to rely on is your hands, your feet, your mouth. Fight, bite, bite, bite. Don't be scared to bite. And I remember a time I was on Styles, and they had Link Eye Man. Link Eye Man was from Houston. He did 42 years. And some of you probably know the stories of how mothers used to use his name just to scare you, bring you in the house after the light go, after the street lights come on. But Link Eye had what you call a real sickness. A real sickness. And there wasn't no shame of it. But Link Eye, like I said, once again, was okay. He was all right. I had opportunity, to be around him, to talk to him and all this. But we talking about a man that's done did 40 something years in prison. So it was like 60s when he got locked up. So he came up in a time where it was hard. But he was a hard dude. He was a big old dude too. Man, he got a bad man. He got a bad man. But it's not like that I give respect to people with sicknesses, people that's doing these things, but you would give more respect to a person that's fighting for his life than a person will lay down and let you take his life. Huh? Cause just because you say, man, that's my homeboy over there. Your homeboy is not finna get out there for you. If your homeboy get out there for you before he had the opportunity to see you fight, that's because he finna have, when that fight over with, he finna take you in the house. Oh yeah, he finna take you in the house. You don't let nobody fight for you. You don't let nobody fight for you because see, if you let somebody fight for you, then that's saying you his wife, you his piece of game, and you don't want to be labeled like that because that's not you. No, watch out, man. I got mine. I got mine. Get it. Get that scratch. Get that scratch. And they don't last long. Fights don't last long in prison anymore. You don't get beat down for an hour now. All you have to do is spur dude. You hit them first. Bam! And they gonna be fight, and they already there. You say, man, Drake spurred that fool. But that is what's happening unless you get caught in one of them kind of fights they have on the tanks. Get up on that stairway, go in the shower, go in the cell. Yeah, you might get tore off the bone if you ain't got nothing. But like I say, they'll respect you more when you get out there. Cause don't nobody want to be no punk. I don't think. The only person want to be a punk is somebody that's already a punk. That's that's the way I see it. So, and like I always tell y'all, I got a lot of respect for punks too, and because they are males who are doing time. They got a lot of time. They people dying. They got this so much going on in their life. They're already gay. They're already going through a stage of trying to figure out who they are. And here you come trying to talk about this and that, and they be done went and got that fan mode and hit you in the head. Yeah, and you know, a lot of punks is up on the site. It's up on the MHR. See, if you on the MHR, see, you can kill somebody and get away with it. Because you're an MHR patient. Yeah, you can kill somebody and get away with it. But just make sure you kill the right person. Because if you kill the wrong person, they're going to kill you over and over and over and over. I be thinking, right? I be thinking of some things sometime that has to do with my lifestyle and what I went through in them stages. And I was young, right? I was young, and like I say, I knew I couldn't beat everybody up, but I would fight everybody. But I didn't have to because I respected people, and I didn't have to be ignorant and all. I didn't care if you didn't want to accept me. I wasn't trying to be accepted. I was trying to go home, man. I was trying to go home. A little 3 years, a little 7 years. Yeah, they put some shake and bake on me, man. When they gave me that 45 aggravated, they shook me up. They shook me up. But as you see, I had 45. But I got just released now. I have just released, and having just released has shown a lot of you viewers the mentality I have after doing 20-something years in prison. Do you think that it's done affected me so much? Because see, if I feel as if any of you all felt like I was too institutionalized or anywhere that man he tripping, y'all wouldn't be listening to me. Y'all wouldn't be listening to me. So y'all take what I bring to the table and see, cause I'm not no scholar and I'm not just an adequate speaker, but I can come and communicate with people who are looking for something good, looking for something negative. I mean positive, not negative. I uh I knew these guys, right? And they was gay. They didn't call themselves punks. They was gay. And these guys would literally have sex with one another in their circle. No, they wouldn't got to go have sex with no other punk or none of that within that circle. That's what they did. And seeing then these people in what they doing, they feel like what they doing is right because see, if they ain't all jumping in people's houses and all that and taking a chance getting HIV. But what you're doing is still playing Russian roulette with your life. Cause it's HIV in the penitentiary. It's AIDS in the penitentiary, people. You don't need a man. Get a friend. Get a friend. Get somebody that's gonna be there for you no matter what. No matter what. And sometimes you can see it, that person coming. You can see that person being there. See, cause it's hard. It's hard. Listen here. It's hard. And I'm serious. Sometimes it's hard to be so real. Sometimes it's hard to be so real. So many people are quick to throw I'm real out there that I feel that a lot of them don't even understand the definition. And I say that because so many real dudes that showed me a side of them in this institution that there's no way possible in any way that I can label them as being real. I couldn't. And I'm not, just so much like I say a bad guy, but I never been afraid of anybody. And it's easy for me to point out something of you to somebody else. But see, I wasn't a backstabber. I wasn't the kind that talked to behind your back. See, if I said something about you, I either boosted you up because I ain't putting nothing in there to make you look bad. See, I'm at that age, and I ain't talking about Huntsville. See, we had style, we had finesse, and that's how we conducted ourselves in the prison. So I didn't do no hating on nobody. I don't care where you was from, Bonton, West Dallas, none of that. And all you boys know up out of Bonton, all y'all know Dre Dog, I wasn't no hater. We all used to sit on the rec yards, kick it. San Antonio dudes, Raymond Williams, y'all remember him? Y'all remember Raymond? Raymond was a basketball dude, boy. He would bury that brown ball. Y'all remember Big Green ran a big parlay? When we had it going on over there, Cookie Box. Now, Cookie Box was shaking, but he was our homeboy. And we'll go to war messing with Cookie Box. Because Cookie Box was something else. Cookie Box had a lot of game. Cookie Box was up in there working in the major's office. Any tobacco, anything they take from somebody, man, Cookie Box gonna get. I used to always, man, Cookie Box, I always had tobacco every night. Cause he take him a portion out of the major shit stuff. Cookie Boss been around a long time and he was a hell of an athlete. And I'm gonna tell y'all, and I talk about punks, and I keep overlooking a punk that was like a legend on his hand. A legend. But I have to, Billie Jean. Billie Jean. Billie Jean was about 6'2", 6'3", big old black. Billie Jean, we used to have sports, we used to have games. We played against other units or other buildings like that in the softball and basketball and stuff. Well, when they have softball tournaments, the punks have they teams too. Billie Jean gonna hit a home run on you anywhere out there on the field, in the center, it didn't matter, right, left. Man, Billie Jean was bad with that bat. A Nat King Cole looking. Anybody know Billie Jean? Man, Billie Jean was all right, man. And we, like I say, man, we if you went to East Ham, if you was on East Ham, and they still had them old pictures, you see a lot of kids that was locked up at an early time on them pictures. So many of us did so many years. Them people took us away from society. They took us on East Ham. Man, I hadn't heard a train for 10 years when I was on East Ham. I say, where the trains at? But a lot of boys lost their life. A lot of boys lost their manhood. A lot of men realized that freedom was more so better than being in prison. I got partners like Ray Daniels. I did time we used to call him Dirty Dan, Harvey, old twin basketball shooting boy, and K man. These guys you would frequently hear their name come out of my mouth because we broke bread so much together. And I got to apologize to my boy Jerry. I love you, Jerry. If you ever paying attention to me, man, I love you. I just me, Jerry know me more so than my brother. And it's crazy because he gonna hit it on the nose. But I love you, K. I love you all. Hey, I'm talking about little purple heart, all saddle white, all y'all. Any of y'all out there watching Just Release? Any of y'all promoting Just Release? Hey man, I appreciate it. But Cave, I need you to get at me because I want to attend that that thing you have in Huntsville every year. I would like to be a part of that. I'd like to bring Just Release in and bring some of the people who you knew, who I knew, who Jerry knew. I seen sound. I done met a lot of guys that I was incarcerated with, but we get stuck, right? We get stuck in life. Even when you think you know it all, you get stuck. Even when you think you got it all put together, you get stuck. It come to a crossroad, to the point where you don't even understand what's going on anymore. We seen a time when it was all right to have another man as your boyfriend in prison. A lot of us we didn't condone it and we didn't indulge in it. And that's a proven fact. And a lot of the people know that if you've been on East Ham with me, you know me, and you know what kind of character I was. But we never judged nobody for what they did. We never judged nobody for what they did. It didn't matter. We all got along. That's why it was hard sometimes to hear a fight on East Ham. Because so many of us have been over there for so long, and if you do hear a fight, it's probably somebody that ain't been over there that long and got itself whooped. Because see, they ain't gonna let you just come over there and click on nobody. And you just coming off another unit, you gonna get your butt whooped. You ain't finna come out there and show off. We had dudes out of Acres named Cooper, bad point guard. Bad point guard, little low budget out of Dallas, bad point guard. Bad point. One of them boys is bad. We used to have some good games. But old Jerry Hart was one. And I believe if he would have had opportunity, he'd have went to the NBA easily. Easily. He was bad. And there's so many others. Parson out of Beaumont. Parson gonna score at least 52 to 60 points every game. But I'm saying these names, but I pray that their faces are still around. That their faces are still around. Because see, I know the AC. I know the KC. See, I know these boys. See, we all did time. See, if I got shipped to another facility, somebody can say, look out, Dre Dog. It's going to be somebody who was on East Ham with me or something. And then it wasn't about if I was trying to have protection, because I didn't need it. It's just that real recognize real. Punks recognize punks. Punks recognize punks. And I'm going to tell you something. Them punks will try you real dudes. Them punks, if you go to bumping too much, and I'm talking about one of them punks with all that makeup on and all that, man, they had a blood punk. Bang with them hands. Bing, 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 bing. All right, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Salute to you, baby boy. But I just find things to communicate about that it's not so much caught on somebody killing somebody. Because see, if they had a ride on P line and you lived on S line, how you know what took place over there? You don't even live over there. Now you going by what you heard somebody told you how it happened. I was there. I used to know this old dude. He said, man, you always talking about what you... He said, how you know, the old man say? Because I was there. Oh, man, it was something else, man. I was there. Man, how you know, Dre out? Because I was there. I used to do it all the time. Yeah. But, man, we used to sit in them day rooms. And we would have some laughest times. Men that done been locked up so long. Men that had a long ways to go. Man, men that didn't know if they was going to get out or not. Man, we laughed in them day rooms. We laughed. I remember my boy, JJ. Man, all these boys, you know, I grew up in a penitentiary with. And they character, it affected them. It didn't affect me. Their character didn't affect me at all. Their character affected them. But I'm always paying attention to something. That's just how I was always like that, right? I always be paying attention to something. And I'm telling you right now, if you pay attention to Just Release, there's so much that you're going to learn that you're going to be thankful for. I don't care if it's just a joke. It's to by and by. It's the by and by. You're going to appreciate what I bring to the table on a daily basis. You know, I'm going through a hell of an ordeal right now. But God give me the strength to continue to do Just Release. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. See, I probably could make 2-3 videos a day, but it's so much I'm going through. It's so much I have to go through. This my foot. You see. feel like a bowling ball. Man, my foot, man, I'm tell you what I did last night. Man, I went to exercising. What I do that for? Man, I woke up, the muscles ain't been used in a while. Man, I was like, I was all doing that. Man, I'm talking about. Because I haven't exercised, since I've been bedridden. And I got the physical therapist guy. He comes out twice a week to deal with me, but I know I have to increase my exercising because once when I use those crutches, sometimes it takes so much energy out of me, and that's because I allow myself to get weak. So here on out, since last night, I made him a point that I have to exercise at least 4 times out of a week for starters. I have to build my upper strength up because I don't know what the outlook is going to take place of my foot in the future. But but I know if I give it to God and He deal with it, it's going to be all right. But I got to be prepared for whatever is coming. Yeah, you know, time. I was telling my mom how painful I was in a month ago and how much pain I'm going through right now. That them stages of life don't stay the same. They changes. They changes. You have dudes that used to be punks that have wives. They're no longer a punk. They're no longer a punk. So if you might condone them, but I don't condone them. I don't condone them. Because it's for each his own. But you have people that are literally try to judge that person because of what he was in prison. Some people was just weak in prison, but found a woman to make them strong out here in society. Let's stay focused. And I'm talking to you kids, right? You kids, because y'all think y'all got it all made out. Y'all think y'all got it made out and you don't. You're gonna get played. You're gonna lose something that you ain't never lost in your life, and that's your manhood. You better not be no little sissy. You out of there. Cause the prey is gonna be on you. They like panthers. Man, these dudes literally look at your booty. They literally look at your booty and size you up as a man. Talking about how fine you is. That's the kind of vocabulary used by men that love boys. Yeah. And they don't see it no other way. They don't see it, messed up. Because that's their taste. That's what they like to do. Uh, y'all know when you tell somebody about just release, right? Tell me that like button. Tell me that like button. Tell me that like button, cause they don't tell you what I might come back with next. Cause I'm gonna come back with something. You can bet sure that. Hey, this is Andre Wade with Just Release, and I'll be back with something else.